We begin with election results that continue to come in at this hour. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcelino Benito. A new mayor is headed to Houston City Hall. After representing Houston in the Texas legislature for 5 decades, John Whitmire has been elected the 63rd mayor of the city of Houston. The Associated Press calling the runoff race between Whitmire and Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Here's a look at the vote as it stands right now. Whitmire with a comfortable lead, 64% to Jackson Lee's 36%. We have live team coverage tonight. Sherman Chow is at Harris County Election Headquarters at NRG Park. Devon Roming is with Sheila Jackson Lee. But we begin with Maria Aguilera with the Whitmire campaign. Maria, you talked to the mayor-elect tonight. What did he tell you?
Marcelino, I spoke with Mayor-elect Whitmire about an hour ago before he addressed his supporters tonight. He tells me he is fired up and ready to get to work to fix the issues he says he knows Houstonians are facing, like high water bills. And now here, this watch party quickly turned into a victory party after the Associated Press named him the winner of the Houston mayoral race. That was just an hour after polls closed tonight. Now, at that time, Whitmire was leading with about 65% of the votes against Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. He will be replacing outgoing Mayor Sylvester Turner, who couldn't run again because of term limits. Whitmire has led in polling for months, and tonight that was true again. Before his victory speech tonight, several lawmakers took the podium to speak about Whitmire and his work that he has done. I spoke with him as he made an entrance about what 2024 has in store for the city with him in office.
2024 will have a very transparent City Hall. We will let the people of Houston know what the true picture is at City Hall. We'll get rid of the conflicts of interest. We will deal with the water bills where people have nowhere to turn but City Hall, and then they get a deaf ear. So I'm fired up. I wish I could go to work in the morning, but this is a tribute to the, look at the beauty that's here tonight. This is what Houston represents.
Whitmire is the longest serving member of the Texas Senate since he was elected in 1982, and before that he served 10 years in the State House. Now he will be leaving the state capitol, headed to City Hall to lead the 4th largest city in the U.S. for the next 4 years. Now people here are celebrating tonight, his team calling it a landslide victory. Whitmire will be taking office January 1st as the 63rd mayor of Houston. Live at the George R. Brown Convention Center, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
Maria, thanks so much. Now, a much different mood over at Jackson Lee campaign headquarters tonight. The outcome, an obvious disappointment for the longtime Congresswoman. Let's go live now to Devon Roming with her campaign in Midtown. Hey, Devon.
Well, Marcelino, believe it or not, it's a party here at the Ensemble Theater here in downtown Houston, despite tonight's results. In fact, the Congresswoman herself is still here mingling with some of her supporters. She just took to the stage here moments ago to thank her supporters and to let them know that her work serving the people of Houston isn't over despite her loss to Senator John Whitmire. Songs like I'm Every Woman and Ain't No Stopping Us Now were blasting just before the Congresswoman took the stage. This room, was full of so much optimism earlier this evening, even though her supporters knew she was coming into this runoff as the underdog. Here's a little bit of what she had to say, though, during her concession speech this evening.
Our work is not completed. This was a journey. I am a public servant, and being a public servant, you never stop working. I hope you will allow me to continue to work and serve you as I have done in the past, because that is what I will do.
And part of that service, the Congresswoman says, is working directly with the mayor-elect John Whitmire. It was one of the first things that she mentioned when she took to the stage, congratulating him here this evening. That's the latest here from the Ensemble Theater in downtown Houston. From the Sheila Jackson Lee camp, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Devon Roming, thanks so much. Now to some of the other big races we are following tonight. High-powered attorney Tony Busby challenging the incumbent Mary Ann Huffman for the District G Houston City Council seat. And as of right now, you can see on your screen Huffman holding off Busby with 56% of the vote. District G encompasses an affluent swath of West Houston. Now in the race for City Council District D, it looks like incumbent Carolyn Evans-Shabazz will topple community activist Travis McGee. Evans-Shabazz leading this race 65% to 35%. 50%. District D includes 3rd Ward, Sunnyside, portions of the Medical Center, and the Museum District. And it appears up-and-coming political star Chris Hollins will defeat Orlando Sanchez in the Houston controller race. Collins with a huge lead, 60% to 40%. The controller serves as the city's chief financial officer. Now, today's votes continue to stream into Harris County Election Central, where they are being tallied. Sherman Chow is there with the latest updates. How's it going, Sherman?
Well, you know what? The watchword is uneventful. That's according to the Harris County clerk. That's what the race has been like today, the election, and boring is good. Like many things in life, actually. Here's the latest count. The vote total, 68,108 votes cast today. This now is where all the activity is at Harris County Election Central here at NRG. Precinct judges from some 450 polls must drop off their equipment and ballots to one of 4 rally locations, including here at NRG. The ballot information states that the other rally sites is sent electronically here to NRG for the preliminary totals. Then all the physical equipment is shipped here to NRG before the night is out, and each precinct's V-drop, which contains all that ballot information, is scanned here. It's a physical way to double-check the preliminary count that was sent in electronically. Separate from today's vote, of course, is the early vote, which is often critical in a runoff race. Those typically have low voter turnouts.
Unofficial results in terms of early voting in person and mail ballots is 133,833. That means 65% of all voters who voted before Election Day.
And that's why several races were called by the early vote alone. A reminder, the tallies are all unofficial. The county has 11 days to reconcile everything for the official certified count. And back out here live, you know there's been a lot of concern about election security. Well, take a look above me. That is going to be one of the several cameras that are out here throughout NRG, as well as the various rally spots. And it is live streaming all of the activity here, and you can actually watch all of that on harrisvotes.com, so that folks can kind of monitor what's going on, help ensure that all of the election count maintains above board, as it were. So that's one of the many changes that has occurred in the recent few years. Back to you.
Uneventful is always good. Sherman Chow, thanks so much. More election results in a moment, but now let's